all game. We are motivated. We are dedicated. Come on now. Come on now. We will win. We are the best on the field. And we hit the field light, all day light, all night light, on the blue light, offense light, defense light, his squad light, house call light, and the sound light, and the sound light, and the sound light.
Yeah.
It's official. It's official. It's official.
Combine season is upon us.
I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
Tryout.
Forever. Forever. I'ma do this here forever.
Manning throws. It is deflected and intercepted. Jimmy Smith has it. He's going in for a touchdown.
All you haters better be gone. This is the even when
Welcome, everybody, to the Short Sports Show. I'm your host, Daniel Short. Today is Wednesday, June 15th, 2016, and welcome. So glad everybody could join us. Just real quick, obviously last week had some terrible allergies. I am now finishing up on those terrible allergies. I think I'm good now. I think I'm good now. If I have to sip some water, I'll have a little break with InnerGrind ad or Patreon, something like that. So you guys don't have to worry. Don't have to worry. But we do have a good show for you guys. Awesome show. We're going to talk a lot about college football, obviously the NFL, and a tiny little bit about the NBA Finals with the Golden State Warriors up 3-2 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. They just can't finish the series. I mean, they had it at home. All they had to do was just close it out. Close it out in the season. Back-to-back champs. Awesome news. Nope. No. Can't happen. Won't happen. Not going to happen. They just can't close out a game. So we'll talk about that. And again, some college football news. Of course, this past week/weekend, I was in Houston, Texas. My crazy thing is I've been all over the West Coast. I've been in every state except for Utah in the West Coast. I've lived my whole life except for 7 months in the state of Texas. And I had never been to Houston, Texas. Never. Been to Dallas multiple times. Been even to El Paso. Been obviously to San Antonio, Austin, which unless the job's going to pay me, I'm not going to Austin for any other reason. And yeah, just everywhere else. Never been to Houston. Don't know why. Been to Corpus. Been to the Valley. Been everywhere except Houston. Finally had a chance, of course, to go see Michael Arakpo and his company InnerGrind, which sponsors this same show. So we went to go see him. I already have the video ready to go. He's got some great news that he is going to, of course, announce first. And when he does, I'll be sure to retweet it, of course. And then as well upload the video that we had. It was a great time. I had a whole lot of fun going to Houston. It's crazy. They have those pictures. You'll see them on Instagram, Facebook, any social media. And you'll see the 6 lanes, and all of them are full with cars, bumper to bumper, basically. And I'm thinking, I had saw that a few days before I went to Houston. I'm thinking, it's just a joke because it is obviously the fourth biggest city in the United States. It's obviously the biggest in the state of Texas. So I knew it was going to be crowded. I knew it was going to be, a lot more traffic than I'm usually used to, which, with I-35, that traffic's your day-to-day life. But I'm thinking 6 lanes, and I'm thinking that was just, kind of like a joke, whatever. It's cool. We get there, not a problem. It's a straight shot. We hit I-10, and it's just free all the way. We got there a good time. Drive around Houston, not bad. You got some risky drivers. I wouldn't call them stupid because they know what they're doing. It's just they're risky. They'll just pull right in front of you. No turn signal, nothing. They just turn right in front of you and just go on their way. I saw one lady go from the 4th lane all the way to the exit, not even stopping. Just took her time. Just went all the way through. It was crazy. Which you could call that stupid, but she pulled it off pretty cool. So, anyways, we we didn't find traffic, or traffic finds us. I don't know whatever way you want to look at it. And yeah, all 6 lanes, bumper to bumper. That was fun. That was fun. No, but honestly, Houston was a great time. Talking to Michael Rakpo, that was also a great time, and having doing some footage with him, talking to him about the amazing things he's going to be doing. I just wish I was able to go there more frequently, because he's going to have some awesome stuff. It's just going to be a great time. But I'll let him talk and do all the talking about it. And also I will play the interview with him again after he announces. So he said here in a couple of days. Excuse me. So it could be, today, could be tomorrow, could be sometime this week. But whenever it is, be on the lookout. Follow him on Twitter at InnerGrind, Instagram InnerGrind, Snapchat InnerGrind. See what he does, and it's awesome. He's got several clients, and we got a chance to meet them, talk to them. And it was funny. One of the guys, this is my last thing. One of the guys had told us, he was like, before he asked where we were from, he said, "Yeah, I just came here from North Houston." It was like because the traffic was like an hour to 2 hour drive, which is crazy because he's in Sugar Land, and so he was talking about how it was a pretty long drive. We're like, no, he didn't even say 2 hours. It was like an hour, I think he said. And we're like, and then he asked where we're from. I'm with my cousin Carlos. And we said, "Oh, we're from San Marcos, about a 3 hour drive away." And he was just like, "Y'all came all the way over here for this?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because and it was funny. I had a great time. Be on the lookout if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, go ahead and do that. It's just the Short Sports Show. Exactly that. Just type in the Short Sports Show. You'll find all our links everywhere on Google search, or Bing, whatever you choose. No discrimination here. And all the links are in the description down below, no matter where you're listening to. And about InnerGrind, speaking of them, let's go ahead and talk about InnerGrind. Today's show is sponsored by InnerGrind. Based out of Houston, Texas, let former Texas State linebacker Michael Rakpo help you reach your fitness and nutrition goals. With plans starting at $6.99 a month, why not be a part of this rising program? Whether your goals are to lose weight, gain muscle mass, find the right off-season program, or even for you ladies out there to get that booty blast, you can do it all with InnerGrind. Not in the Houston area, not a problem. InnerGrind has a program that is personalized just for you. InnerGrind has everything you need to meet your personal and healthy goals. NFL linebackers like Titans Brian Rakpo, Chiefs linebacker Derek Johnson, Oakland Raiders defensive back DJ Hayden. I mean, the list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers linebacker David Mayo and Buccaneers running back Charles Sims, along with many other young athletes, have already begun. Find your personalized workout and nutrition plan at InnerGrind.com and call 832-475-2829. Again, that's InnerGrind.com, 832-475-2829. Unleash your inner grind. Like always, we will start with college football news first. And first up is Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly said cornerback Devin Butler will miss the beginning of the season with a broken left foot and could be out until October. Now, Kelly said Butler will have surgery this upcoming Monday and have another screw inserted into his foot. Butler played in 12 of Notre Dame's 13 games last season, starting the regular season finale against Stanford. He had 11 tackles and 2 pass breakups, sorry about that, and a fumble recovery. And, of course, he was a guy that was supposed to step up here for the Notre Dame defense, and he looks like he's going to miss the first couple games. Now, a guy who should be missing a lot more games and will miss games for 2016, but maybe not 2017. Now, of course, there's conflicting reports, and people are trying to clear this up as much as possible. There's a movement, or at least there was, and possibly still is, to bring back Art Briles as the Baylor football head coach in 2017. Apparently, it's gained some momentum among a few key donors that have put in a bunch of money to Baylor University and their athletic programs. Now, USA Today reported Monday that what it would call a small minority of Baylor donors have pushed to have Briles serve a 1-year suspension, then return to coaching. the newspaper reported it was unlikely to happen, and a few things happened where one of the guys said after the meeting today that they weren't even talking about Briles. They were talking about something else. And how to pay him off, really. That was it. They weren't even, this was never a discussion to bring him back. But then someone else did say that, along with the Baylor officials, did say that, yeah, there are a lot of donors, the ones that put in that helped put in the $300 million for that stadium, that really want Art Briles, just suspended 1 year and come right back. We'll just have to see. Now, Waco television station KWTX, citing sources, also wrote that a vote was scheduled for Monday, reporting that a preliminary vote on the matter was very close. I am astonished. I really am. Now, Bears players, they've also been informed of the plan to bring Briles back, according to KSIN TV. What? I'm shocked. I really am. I don't know if I'm really shocked. I don't think shocked is the right word. I'm just, it's Baylor. Anything can happen with Baylor, but it's just, oh man, this would be really stupid to do. Is winning that important? Is it really that important? I guess it is, because they allowed players who raped several women to continue to play. And so bringing back a coach that let that all happen, that's not bad to them. That's not bad. They're like, yeah, sure. Well, hey, Briles, just, you learned your lesson. Don't do it again. But hey, in case it happens, we got your back. It's ridiculous. Bob Simpson, the co-owner of the Texas Rangers and a Baylor donor, whose name is on the Simpsons Athletics and Academic Center on the Waco campus, told the Dallas Morning News, quote, "We don't know yet. We'd like to see that," when talking about Briles coming back for 2017. Simpson reportedly is close to Briles, and Briles was suspended with an intent to terminate as coach of the Bears on May 26th in wake of the report dealing with a pattern of sexual assaults at the school, some involving football players. And he still hasn't been fired. Still waiting. He's still there. Now, obviously, he's not coaching, but he is, still employed by Baylor. I just don't know when common sense steps in. Like, when do they just say, look, we can't do this and we got to just move on? I mean, Texas was pretty bad. The University of Texas was pretty bad when it came to athletes not listening and getting in trouble and, them getting away with it. But it never got to this serious. And when it did, they were off the team. Because Texas was all about winning, especially with Mac Brown there. It was all about winning. Don't care what you did, how you did it, or when you did it. As long as you win. It never got that bad. At Baylor, it has now got that bad, and common sense hasn't stepped in to say, look, maybe we should just move on and find another coach and believe in our roster that we have right now and go out and win. It's mind-boggling to really think that they really just want Briles to serve a 1-year suspension and come right back to coaching. Had he been caught, paying a ton of players, a 1-year suspension, then you can make an argument. This isn't an argument. This is not a debate whether he should just serve a 1-year suspension and then come back. If you want to make it a debate, you want to make it an argument, please just go sit down, find God, and move on with your life. Because if you really think that should be a debate, that it should be an argument, that Briles, maybe he should just serve a 1-year suspension and come back to coaching for Baylor, you've lost your mind. You really have, because that is stupid. When does common sense step in to say, no, we just got to move on? I don't know. It's shocking. It really is. Longtime Florida Athletic Director Jeremy Foley is stepping down after 25 years of overseeing the Gators athletic department. Now, this guy is a guy I quickly look up to. I did not know too much about him until this happened, which is kind of bad, but he is the second longest tenured athletic director in the country. During that time, 27 Gators teams were crowned national champions, which is tied for the most among sitting athletic directors. Foley is also the only athletic director in Division I history to supervise a program that won multiple national titles in football in 96, 06, and 08, and the men's basketball in 06 and 07. The Gators claimed the SEC All-Sports Trophy in 24 of Foley's 25 years as Florida AD. You know where he started? He started working in the Florida's athletic department as an intern in the ticket office in 1976 and worked his way all the way up to athletic director and had success following him with him. That is motivation. That is something I've already printed out. I've printed out this story. And I've bookmarked many others about him. And I've put them on my wall. Obviously, the bookmarks are just on the computer. But I printed out the story and put it on my wall. That is incredible. That is stuff I like to see. Worked as an intern in the ticket office and worked his way up. Tex Schramm almost had the same story, just with, with the NFL. We all know Tex Schramm with the Dallas Cowboys and what he was able to do. He started off, in the ticket office, selling tickets. He was the guy in the ticket booth, when you would pay for a ticket, that was him. And then he became the Tex Schramm that we all know. That is motivation. That is something I like to see. That is something has motivated me. There are 3 intern positions right now at my local university, at Texas State University. I've applied for all 3. And if I were to get them, motivation right there, Jeremy Foley. And I'm going to try to get him on the show, too. We're going to try to talk to him here next week. Because when I saw this, I wanted to pick his brain immediately. I wanted to talk to this guy. So hopefully we can get him on the show. He's obviously a busy guy. And I would love to talk to him. And I know we usually it's going to be kind of like a career type thing, business type talk with him that I will have on the show with him. So that's going to be a lot of fun if we can get him, because, we ain't big time just yet. A couple of college recruiting things, and then we'll move on to the NFL, and that is ESPN 300 quarterback Tate Martell, who has been just about everywhere, committed to just about everybody. The number 3 dual threat quarterback in the 2017 class has officially verbally committed to the Ohio State University. It gives a commitment. That commitment gives the Buckeyes 11 ESPN 300 commitments in the class, one ahead of Alabama for the most ESPN 300 commitments in the country. Now, he's been, just like I said, been about everywhere. He first started out committing to the University of Washington. Then he flipped to Texas A&M, and then he decommitted right before Texas A&M wide receivers coach Aaron Moorhead tweeted, quote, "I feel sorry for people who've never understood loyalty. Excuse me. I can't really vibe with you. At the end of the day, trust is everything. Trust is, and everything else is BS." So he was like, "I'm done with them." Now he is officially committed to Ohio State. Now, some people thought maybe Auburn was the front runner because he was putting War Damn Eagle everywhere. He had those pictures of as if he was wearing Auburn gear, and it looked like he was going to go to Auburn. Switches it up on him and is going to Ohio State. Also, excuse me, the decision gives Urban Meyer 4 4-star quarterbacks from the 2015 to the 2017 classes. He's already got another 2017 quarterback in Danny Clark. And maybe Clark says, "Well, I don't want to go to Ohio State no more." Now they got Martell. We'll see. Finally, in college football news, the nation's number 3 ranked wide receiver in the 2016 class made the first of 2 planned unofficial visits on Saturday. Devin Duvernay, excuse me. I cannot talk today, guys. Previously said TCU was the favorite. And while that might not have changed, he's already taking a visit to Austin, Texas, to go see the University of Texas. And he said of his trip, quote, "It was good. The visit to Texas definitely had an impact. I met and talked with the coaches for a while, met with Coach Charlie Strong, took a look at the dorms, watched some of the guys work out, and then spent more time talking to Coach Strong," end quote. After going through the Texas spring game extensively with the Longhorns offensive staff, highlighted by every throw of freshman quarterback Shane Buechele, Strong's message to Duvernay was a simple one. Quote, "Coach Strong said they needed a burner in the slot, and they needed a guy like me in the program. I like their program. I do feel like they need a burner at receiver," end quote. And he's also talked to several of the other athletes, the other players. And they're obviously doing their recruiting, saying, hey, come play with us. It's going to be fun. We're changing the program. We're going to be back to Texas. We're going to be back to the Longhorns. But not so fast, my friend. Up next will be an unofficial visit to TCU with the date still being worked out with his family. 1 week after including Oklahoma in a group of 3 finalists, it looks like TCU and Texas are really the final 2. Quote, "I've finished my applications to Texas and TCU. I haven't done one for OU yet," end quote. Now, of course, he was a former Baylor commit and about to be enrollee, but Baylor being Baylor, probably trying to throw all the, any paperwork they had about the rape cases and try to just, shred them all they could. They forgot to submit his national letter of intent paperwork to the Big 12 offices, which meant the highest ranked recruit in the Baylor's 2016 class is free to sign anywhere he wants to. No, he's not going to have to sit out, nothing like that. He was basically as if, signing day hasn't happened yet. They never submitted his paper. Your highest ranked recruit, and you don't even submit his paperwork. Now, that doesn't mean he was going to probably one out like the several other players that deserve to have to be released from their commitment and be able to transfer anywhere without being academic or being ruled ineligible. They just never signed it, and he could have possibly still said he wanted to transfer, but who knows? So hopefully he obviously comes to TCU because that would be huge to have him. I really liked him and Tre'Davian Dixon. I really wanted both of these guys to be our wide receivers. Can't get Dixon because he's not allowed to transfer to any Big 12 schools. But we could possibly get Duvernay, and that would be awesome. I would love to have him, but just have to see. Hey, guys, sorry to interrupt the show, but I want to say first off, thank you for all of your support. Without you, I'd just be some guy talking to a microphone. And I got some amazing news. I recently joined Patreon. And in case you're wondering, Patreon is an amazing way for you to earn some sweet rewards by supporting the Short Sports Show. I promise you, you will love the perks, and your support will help build this show. Go to www.patreon.com/theshortsportshow and view the amazing rewards you would get directly from me to you by donating to the show. The link is in the description, so when you have some time, check it out. And again, thank you for listening and supporting the Short Sports Show. Now back to me rambling on about something. Fletcher Cox has agreed to terms on a 6-year contract extension through 2022 with the Philadelphia Eagles, the team announced Monday. The deal is worth $103 million with $63 million in guaranteed money, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Now that means the Pro Bowl defensive lineman will have the highest guarantee for a player that is not a quarterback in NFL history. $63 million guaranteed. Now, Cox has skipped the previous month of OTAs and he and his agent try to work out a long-term contract with the Eagles. It's all taken care of now. Definitely taken care of. He was a first-round draft pick in 2012 and went to the Pro Bowl this year after recording a career-high 9.5 sacks in 2015. He also led the Eagles by making 24 tackles for a loss or no gain last season. In his 4-year career, Cox has 22 sacks and 6 fumble recoveries. So the Eagles also have, so I'll throw it in there, the most money that is going to be guaranteed to players. And I believe it was like $232 million guaranteed to give to players, which is most by any NFL team right now. I think the second place was 163 or something like that. I saw the graphic. It was up there pretty quick. I missed it. But it was a huge amount. It was 232, I want to say, million for the Eagles. And like the second place was 163 or 136 million. I might be dyslexic, guys. I don't know. But either way, Eagles are throwing a ton of money at players. Fletcher Cox, I mean, he's definitely worth it. He's done a lot of work, and he's one of the top players on that defense, which was kind of bad last season too. So they need to lock up all the best players, and they did that. Now, the Seattle Seahawks have given a tryout to a guy, an athlete, who's pretty well known up in the Seattle area. Actually, almost a household name. He's only 5'9". And so you're thinking, what can this guy do? That guy's a former NBA basketball player and actually a 3-time dunk contest winner. Nate Robinson, yes, little Nate Robinson of the NBA, has tried out for the Seahawks on Monday. It's now Wednesday. We have not seen anything about a deal being reported. So, no, he did not get a position. But it is still interesting. Now, he's been playing basketball in Israel, but has expressed interest in pursuing an NFL career at the age of 32. Quote, I need to get a little stronger, a little faster. Lifting weights and watching a lot of film, work on my feet and hands and how to press as a cornerback. Basic stuff. I catch on pretty fast. Just learn some of the drills they have me do and start practicing and get ready for it. End quote. Again, now he is a Seattle native who started in football while in high school. And Robinson went to the University of Washington on a football scholarship before deciding to focus solely on basketball. And he played 11 seasons after being drafted in the first round of the 2005 NBA draft and again won 3 slam dunk contests. And I think Bleacher Report or SB Nation, one of them, created a video, I think even last year, about Nate Robinson getting ready for the NFL, wanting to play, wanting to try out, stuff like that. At least the Seattle Seahawks said, hey, we'll give you a tryout. I mean, there's nothing that's going to hurt us with this. If anything, it's only going to help us if you actually look good. And he wanted to be a cornerback at 5'9", is a little bit of a risk there. But did not get it. It's what it's looking like. But so it would have been kind of cool to see Nate Robinson suiting up in the NFL playing on Sundays. That would be something. That would definitely be something. And I think that would, this is probably not right, but from recent memory and what I can recall, I don't remember any NBA player, or at least former NBA player, playing in the NFL. I think he might have been the first one had he signed with the Seahawks. I think. I could be completely wrong. There might have been someone else, but there's not one guy that's coming into my mind that has played in both the NBA and the NFL. And watch it be someone famous too. I bet it would be. Stephen Tulloch hasn't been released by the Detroit Lions yet, but don't expect them to see him at the team's training camp next week. The linebacker was officially excused from mandatory minicamp. The Lions told Tulloch in February that he would be released when he went through the first part of the league year. Now almost all of the main free agency, the draft, and OTAs have already passed, and he's still on the roster. He hasn't shown up for any offseason workouts. And told reporters last week that he hoped to have a resolution soon because he is planning on playing somewhere in 2016. And he did pretty well. Last year alone, he had 107 tackles. Von Miller only had 35 tackles last year, guys. And I know he was more of a defensive end. Von Miller's about to get paid. Stephen Tulloch had 107 tackles. Not trying to compare, but I'm just saying, it's a lot. That's a huge difference, and especially in the money it is. Now, Tulloch has been one of the Lions' most durable players well before tearing his ACL. He was the guy, if you don't remember, he tore his ACL after sacking Aaron Rodgers. And it didn't happen because of the play. It happened because he celebrated. It was the celebration that tore his ACL. And it wasn't him jumping. He just did some weird little dance and pretty crazy. He returned last season and became more of a chew-down player, but still 107 tackles. He's had at least 100-plus tackles every year since 2009, except for the 2014 season in which he tore his ACL. I want him. Shoot, that'd be nice to have for San Diego Chargers. Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Brashad Perryman will undergo arthroscopic surgery Tuesday to determine if his season injury and he does not have a torn ACL. He does not. I believe he got a stem cell injection, and they're going to play it out from there. My stupid self did not get that story right. So we'll have to see with him, but they do believe he could still play in 2016. Just won't be the beginning of the season. Could be week 6, 7, somewhere around there as when he could come in and play. But, man, it looks scary for them. Imagine this guy, a first-round draft pick from 2015, has a season-ending injury last year. And you're like, oh, sucks, but it's bad luck. Comes back this year, you're ready for him. Everybody got hurt anyways for the Ravens last year. Thinking this year, all right, we're going to have a full healthy team now. We're really going to see where we are at. And then, well, it looked like he might have tore his ACL. Anything, he's gone for the entire year again. What do you do from there? Where does the contract go from there to think the first 2 years of his NFL career, he has had season-ending injuries before he's even stepped on the game field. And actually, he hasn't even played preseason. Still kind of question him now, like, man, you're still going to miss even more time. How do we know you're even game ready? How do we know if you could take an NFL hit? Can't even stay on the practice field. It's crazy, but hopefully Brashad Perryman is able to get back on the field as soon as possible, heal quickly, to see what this guy can do, because he looked like he had a lot of potential. Carolina Panthers Pro Bowl defensive tackle and my brother, because we have the same last name, and I'm just going to say because, we have the same last name. Kawan Short. I mean, there's been a lot of Shorts that have gone to the NFL. You got Brandon Short, played for the Giants. He was a linebacker for many, many years. Kawan Short. There's another guy that played back in like the 70s or 80s. He played for several years. Made a couple Pro Bowls. His last name was Short as well. Can't remember his name. I think he played for the Cowboys. I mean, I'm just saying, can y'all? I've been trying to get an interview with Kawan Short and saying, hey, we got to help each other out. We both got the same last name. I know you're doing good. I'm all right. I'm living. I'm still alive. Can you hook me up with an interview? Come on. Anyways, moving on from that stupid joke. Kawan Short was at the stadium on Monday when physicals were given for the 3-day mandatory minicamp that begins on Tuesday yesterday. A league source said, now Short skipped the past 2 weeks of voluntary workouts as discussions between his representation and the Panthers on a long-term deal stalled. It's, it's okay. All right. Now, Short still could skip minicamp that runs from Tuesday through Thursday, but that would cost him about $76,000. No one wants to lose that much money. Carolina coach Ron Rivera said last week that he wasn't concerned that he expected Short to report to mandatory camp. He also sounded somewhat bothered that Short wasn't there. Quote, "The thing I appreciate for the most part, everybody has told me what's been going on with the exception of one person," end quote. And that was what he said on some players that have missed sessions. And that one person is Quan Short. Now, Short is entering his last year of his rookie deal. Carolina General Manager Dave Gettleman has made it clear that signing Short to an extension is a priority, but so far it hasn't happened. Now, Short's 11 sacks in 2015 led Carolina and tied for the NFL lead among defensive tackles. He is in line to be paid among the top 5 tackles in the NFL, which is likely between $13 million and $16 million a year. This year, right now, as it's scheduled, he's to count for $1.4 million in 2016. Huge gap. Obviously, huge gap. And he wants to get paid. And I don't blame him because that's a good money. That's good money. And if Quan Short wants to help out the Short Sports Show, I'll make him a co-host. Shoot, I'll make him a half owner if he wants to be. Quan Short, please. Guys, everybody tweet Quan Short to come on the Short Sports Show. It's only right. It's only right. Today's show is sponsored by InnerGrind. Based out of Houston, Texas, let former Texas State linebacker Michael Arakpo help you reach your fitness and nutrition goals. With plans starting at $6.99 a month, why not be a part of this rising program? Whether your goals are to lose weight, gain muscle mass, find the right off-season program, or even for you ladies out there to get that booty blast, you can do it all with InnerGrind. Not in the Houston area, not a problem. InnerGrind has a program that is personalized just for you. InnerGrind has everything you need to meet your personal and healthy goals. NFL linebackers like Titans Brian Arakpo, Chiefs linebacker Derek Johnson, Oakland Raiders defensive back DJ Hayden. I mean, the list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. Panthers linebacker David Mayo and Buccaneers running back Charles Sims, along with many other young athletes, have already begun. Find your personalized workout and nutrition plan at InnerGrind.com and call 832-475-2829. Again, that's InnerGrind.com, 832-475-2829. Unleash your inner grind. Denver Broncos linebacker Brandon Marshall said all along he believed the contract negotiations would work out, and they now have. The tune of a 4-year, $32 million extension is exactly what he got. Marshall will play for the coming season under amount as his restricted free agent tender said of $2.5 million, but obviously that will increase later on. Now, the Broncos had turned their attention to possible extensions for Brandon Marshall and their wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders after Von Miller and his representatives turned down a 6-year, $114.5 million contract last week with, I believe, what was some crazy number, 83, 63, something crazy, $63 million guaranteed, I believe it was, for Von Miller. And he was like, no, that's not enough money. I mean, how much do your little chicken farm, how big do you want it? $63 million. There are people out here starving for about $2. And you're saying $63 million ain't enough? $114.5 million in 6 years ain't enough for you? Wow. Whew, man. Whew. Man, if that's not enough, I'm definitely broke. I'm beyond broke right now then. That is crazy. I really want to know what's going through his mind to say, I just don't think $114.5 million over 6 years is really enough money. It's not what I'm worth. Really? Some of these players need a reality check. Real quick. Now, the Broncos, they made it clear throughout the offseason that they wanted to get a deal done with Marshall, who led the team in tackles in 2014 and was second on team in tackles last season. But they had to put something together for Miller first. Now, when asked if Marshall's deal impacted negotiations with Miller, Elway quickly said, no. No, they don't. We're still going to work something out. Best of luck. Best of luck, because Von Miller ain't looking like he's moving anywhere. San Diego Chargers rookie defensive end Joey Bosa did not report the first day of the team's mandatory minicamp on Tuesday because of apparent contract dispute. Now, it's not really mandatory for him because, again, he is not signed. So he, therefore, cannot get fined if he missed all of training camp because he's not under contract. Now, Bosa also did not attend Thursday's final day of OTAs last week. The Chargers hold a 3-day minicamp that concludes on Thursday, and Bosa cannot be again fined because he's not under contract. He was the number 3 overall selection and the first non-quarterback picked in this year's draft. And the main issue appears to be the offset language, which offset language for us normal people that don't know is allows teams to recapture guaranteed money if a player is released and or signs with another team. He wants that left out of the contract, according to San Diego Union Tribune. Now, he's not the first player, nor will he be the last player to do this, because Marcus Mariota, the Tennessee Titans' number 2 overall selection in last year's draft, also had a similar issue with his rookie contract, but the two sides ended up coming to a compromise and getting the deal done just days before training camp began. So far, not with both Bosa and the Chargers. Need to get that set up pretty quick because we ain't got time to mess around. He made a huge investment on a defensive end as a 3rd overall pick. We need him on the field ASAP. He needs to be on the field today. They need to get a contract signed today. I don't care if it's 1 minute before or it's 3 hours before minicamp starts. He needs to be on the field in uniform today participating in minicamp because this is an important learning process for him, and he needs to get out there rolling. Don't have time to mess around, Tom Telesco. We do not have time to mess around right now. Finally, the end of NFL news here is Dallas Cowboys running back Darren McFadden had surgery on his broken right elbow on Tuesday that could keep him out of the September 11th season opener against the New York Giants. Now, well, there's many people writing articles saying the Cowboys need to trade Darren McFadden as soon as possible to gain something out of it. They need to just do away with him. Not anymore, because no one's going to take him. Not one person. Not even the Browns. Head coach Jason Garrett said the injury happened over Memorial Day weekend at McFadden's house when McFadden fell on his elbow trying to, guess what, guys? Not drop his cell phone. He's a millionaire and rather break his elbow than drop his phone. I quickly dropped that phone in a heartbeat, especially my iPhone right now. I love Apple. I love the iPhone. Don't get off track here. My iPhone is just breaking on me. I don't know what the problem is. The touchscreen will work when it wants to. It'll type by itself. I wish I had another phone to record it to show you guys. It will type by itself. It doesn't type any words, so it's not like a ghost is in my place. Nothing like that. At least I don't think there is, and I hope not. I'll light some candles right now. The ones with Jesus on it, not candles like for worship. Okay. Anyways, it'll just type by itself. And if I don't know. It's okay, whatever. It's off topic. I have to get a new phone. I have an upgrade in 15 days from now. I'm going to go get a Samsung. I'm switching over to Android, at least for another year. Get the S7. Anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about here. Where were we? Yeah, so he took part in OTAs last week, and he was wearing a protective sleeve on his arm, but he did not say anything to the team's athletic training staff until Friday. Now, at his physical on Monday before minicamp, x-rays revealed the fracture, and the surgery was performed yesterday morning. Now, McFadden, like I said, remember, I wish I saved that. I do have it saved, so you would have to go way back. You would just have to look at the date. And I said, my bold predictions for last year. And I said Darren McFadden will rush over 1,000 yards next season, which was last season. People said I was stupid. People said I didn't know what I was talking about. People thought I was just a Cowboys lover. All these other things. And guess what happened? Just have a random thought. Exactly. Darren McFadden led the Cowboys in rushing last season with 1,089 yards. I still remember that exact episode. I don't remember the number, but I remember saying, I don't care if it's 1,001 yard or it's 1,700 yards. He is rushing over 1,000 yards in 2015, and it's exactly what he did. And despite not becoming the team's main tailback until the 6th game of the season last year, still rushed over 1,000. He also caught 40 passes for 328 yards, and he didn't miss a game. Imagine if Tony Romo was healthy. I think you bump up another 200-300 yards on his rushing because you have an effective passing game. You're moving the ball. You're having longer drives. You're able to actually run your offense without a third-string quarterback. Add another 200-300 yards. The Cowboys conclude their offseason program this week and are scheduled to fly to training camp in Oxnard, California on July 28th. Last bit of NBA news as we will wrap up the show here, and that is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. Now, last night, the Warriors Monday night, they had the chance to close it out, to finish the series at home. Instead, they let it slip away and lost 112-97. So the Cavs cut the lead to 3-2. No team in NBA history has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. No team. Could it happen? The Cavaliers have already beaten the Warriors at home in Golden State with Monday night's loss. Now it goes back to Cleveland. And Cleveland obviously knows what's on the line. They either can lose at home again for several times. They've seen another champion has been crowned on their home court. So you know the fans are going to be yelling. They're going to be packed. They're going to be crazy. They're going to be screaming the entire time from 5 minutes before tip-off to potentially the last 15 minutes. If Golden State loses this, it's time to panic. Because you go back home, LeBron is really going to go crazy if it's Game 7. Game 6, he's gonna try hard, of course. In Game 7, we might see King James. If there is a Game 7. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Time on ABC, the Golden State Warriors in the 3-2 lead go to Cleveland, take on the Cavaliers. Will Cleveland win and stay alive and take this to Game 7? Or will they fall and another champion be crowned on Cleveland's home court? Definitely going to be interesting. Again, that's tomorrow on 8 p.m. on ABC. It's going to be interesting. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Excuse me for my allergies. I'm sorry about that. I promise by next week's show I'm going to feel a whole lot better because it's all going away now. It's just the last bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, whether you're listening on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker.com, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, everywhere and anywhere, YouTube. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next Wednesday morning. As always, God first, God bless, and I'm out. Peace.